our next presentation, we're going to hear about Plesk, the day after tomorrow, how to survive the cloud tsunami. And I'm going to ask shortly the CTO of Plesk, Mr. Jan Löffler, to join me on stage.
Here today. Hopefully it's not me from the party yesterday night. Can you remember how you've built your first website? When was that? And how have you built it? So I remember exactly how I have built my first website. It was back then in summer 1997. And I used Notepad on Windows 95 to write my first index.html file. But imagine how websites are built today. Who of you uses JavaScript frameworks like Node.js or Angular? Oh, I see a few hands. Yeah, today, before you actually start writing your app, it takes you hours to configure and download all the libraries that you need and put them together in the right environment. That's crazy. Shouldn't that be simpler? There was 2 days ago, there was a nice Twitter post where somebody wrote like, it took me the same amount of time to configure my JavaScript development environment than it took me to write the whole app. And yes, that can be simpler. If you look at all these sites of these famous celebrities, they have something in common. They are all built with WordPress. And 27.7% of all websites worldwide are built with WordPress. That's the most popular way of building websites ever. And WordPress is the future. And that already since 10 years. And also, these famous companies trust WordPress as well. Now, if you missed the number, 27.7% of all websites worldwide. But how can that be? So I'm traveling a lot around in the world and go to developer conferences. And if I listen to the talks and talk to the people, then they all talk about Angular, Node.js, React, or microservices with Docker, all the latest stuff. But in the end, most people use WordPress for their websites. And they use it for their company website, they use it for their wedding site, for their travel blog, for the football club, and they use it for their e-commerce site. And by the way, 42% of all e-shops worldwide are built with WordPress, with WooCommerce. And at Plesk, we have a mission. Our mission is to simplify the lives of web professionals. And today, I'll show you how we all together will simplify the lives of your customers. And by doing that, how you as a company will survive the cloud tsunami. Actually, I wanted to present you some real data about the current market with every trends and so on. Unfortunately, I asked Netcraft if I'm allowed to do so, and guess what? They said no. So let's do it in a way where they can't complain. So this is Amazon Web Services, who did $13 billion in revenue last year. This is DigitalOcean, Alibaba, OVH, Hetzner, China Telecom, Linode, Microsoft, and the rest is here on the button. The growth of AWS, DigitalOcean, and Alibaba, but also Microsoft, is unstoppable. So don't try to copy them. That's wasted time and money. But try to be different in order to succeed. There's enough cake for all of us. If everybody does something really, really great and combines great solutions all together to build new products, And John Kabat-Zinn once said, "You cannot stop the waves, but you can learn to surf." And learning to surf means, for example, understanding your customers and delivering best-in-class solutions they need and that they can't get from somebody else, combined with really good service. And by doing that, you become a specialist. And I would like to tell you 3 little stories how Plesk helps you to save the waves by simplifying the lives of web professionals. My first story is about hosting service providers, resellers, or web agencies, because they need to manage multiple clients on multiple servers. And the problem is always to remember who's on which server and which subscription, login, or password belongs actually to which customer. And additionally, when talking about efficiency, so what is the best suiting server for the next subscription, right? And here comes Plesk Multi-Server as a great help. Plesk Multi-Server manages multiple customer accounts and subscriptions, load balanced with a single UI across multiple servers powered by Plesk. And you can easily add more and more servers on demand and scale your business. And to make Plesk Multi-Server modular and easy to use, we developed it as a Plesk extension that can be found in the extension catalog of Plesk. Who's listening to my music in the back? So Plesk is meanwhile far ahead of the competition with specialized development tools for Node.js, Java, Ruby, Python, Docker, Git, WordPress, and so on. So Plesk is actually the toolbox for website owners. But it's even more than that. Plesk is a platform of valuable pieces that you can put together to build real solutions. And with the power of Plesk and its large ecosystem of extensions, you build, secure, and run your websites and online businesses. And you can build something really big. And I would just, in a matter of the time, give you one example out of our extension catalog. And I'm happy to announce that we have built a white-labeled premium mail solution together with our friends from Colab. That's the company behind Roundcube, which is the most popular webmail in the world. And this collaboration solution is fully integrated in Plesk with a focus on security and privacy running directly on your Plesk servers. And we have around 19 million mailboxes running on Plesk. And when we ask these people, they don't want to have Google Mail or whatsoever. We got the feedback that they told us, we want to run on that Plesk server. We want to keep the mailboxes on premise. So here's the solution. And to give all these extensions a nice home where Plesk users can find them easily, we developed a brand new extension catalog inside of Plesk Onyx. And you'll find various extensions to power up Plesk, nicely arranged in categories with community-driven ratings. And every solution in the extension catalog is developed and improved individually in a continuous delivery approach. And it's updated automatically without any risk. You don't need to update the Plesk core or so. It's really just the extension, and you feel the updates just coming on the flow. And on this slide, you see just some highlights of the Plesk extensions of our ecosystem. And to see the complete list, just go to your Plesk instance and open the extension catalog inside Plesk Onyx. And during my meetings with lots of hosters around the world, I was often asked, Jan, what are the best extensions that we should resell? And I would like to give you my personal answer. So my personal top 3 extensions that I recommend for reselling starts with Server Shield by Cloudflare, where the web application firewall is optimized for WordPress, for Joomla, for Drupal, with a CDN and DDoS mitigation. Second, kernel care for rebootless kernel patching, which is very important for the security. And if you run Virtuoso, then take Ready Kernel from our friends from Virtuoso. And third, Premium Mail by Colab for the best communication and collaboration experience. And when I look a bit closer here, even because of the light, then I see several ISVs here in this audience. And if you feel that your extension or your solution is missing in our catalog, then just come by, grab me after the talk, and we speak about it, how you can be part of this ecosystem. And when we look at the latest political topics in the world, I can just say diversity rules. You have to be different, putting different pieces together in a smart way to helps to build something really big. That's innovation. Closing borders, building walls, that killed innovation. Look at WordPress again. WordPress was only able to become that successful with its open ecosystem of plugins and themes, which brings me to my next story. Imagine you own a web agency, and a small hotel nearby in the Black Forest is your client, and they need something changed on their website, and they ask you, it's a small change, quick change. Can you just do it right now? We want to have it finished by today. And you know what happens with small changes, do you? I remember when I had my first web agency, and one of my clients was a big German steel factory. And they asked me to build their new website in a modern, cool, and clean way. And they said, Jan, you have full control. You can just build it as you want. So I did lots of iterations and build it, and then send it to them for approval before going live. And they said, well, it's cool, but we need some effects on the website. Can we have some sparks spraying on the website, like with welding? And I did, again, iteration, and at a certain point in time, they said, oh, no, it's cool, we like it. Can we also add some music playing in the background? And I really felt like, oh my gosh. And at that time, I didn't have test environments. I had to copy the whole website over and over again, manually. And remember, there is not such a thing like a small change. During any website development process, every change, big or small, can cause a lot of trouble and has an impact on the website. That can lead to a broken website in the end. And it only happens if you can't afford it. So who of you has already broken a website? Yes. Everybody who builds websites broke a website already. I did very often. And I usually update my sites at 2 a.m. in the night when I'm still tired and want to go to bed, and then my wife complains in the morning that I'm still not in bed at 5 a.m. because I have to fix the mess. Yeah, that's how it goes. So, but here's the solution. With the WordPress Toolkit that we just launched this week, your customers are able to clone any site within seconds to staging environments that are dynamically created. Just one click, promised. And you can do any changes that you want on the clone site. It won't have any impact on the live site. And once you're happy, you just click another one click, and your site is live. And you decide how to merge the site. And so you can test plugins and themes and updating WordPress to new core without any risk, no risk of breaking things. And you can enjoy a much smoother development process with continuous delivery or even continuous deployment. And in the end, let your customers approve the website or decide about when the website goes online with just a click. And you have more time for your family. Isn't that good? But there are some more highlights that I would like to share with you. So we don't have the time to go through all these things that we just delivered in a WordPress Toolkit, and there's way more coming up. But there is much, much more that I'm personally excited about that I want to share with you. And I'm happy to announce our strategic partnership with Automatic, the company behind WordPress, to deliver the best possible experience of WordPress ever. And I'm happy to introduce you to my friend Jesse Friedman, a famous WordPress and Jetpack contributor, and he wrote also several really cool books about WordPress. And Jesse, maybe you can tell us a bit about what the people can expect from our partnership, especially WordPress and its users.
Absolutely, Jan. This is one of the most exciting partnerships I've been a part of in a long time. And that's because Plesk dedicates themselves to providing the absolute best WordPress experience to their users, more than anybody else I've ever seen. And so one of the things that we know that we need for the best WordPress experience is Jetpack. It provides onboarding tools and everything that you need to build your site and get it live faster.
That's good. We have time.
Yeah, so while we think about security as one of the most important things for a website, Plesk already does a lot for that. Jetpack has actually dedicated itself for providing WordPress and Jetpack security tools at the user level to help them focus on their content, engagement, and building their sites faster and getting it live. So this allows users to focus on building an audience. And that's where Jetpack really shines. It comes with a suite of tools to help you build your site, to help increase engagement of related posts, for example. It comes with a free CDN, so the sites are faster. It does a whole bunch of stuff that those users will learn to use right out of the gate. So it augments WordPress core, and then it integrates directly with Plesk and all the toolkit there.
Great. And can you tell me a bit more about what's coming up? So what is the future of our collaboration with Jetpack and Plesk?
Yeah, so one of the things I'm most excited about is the onboarding experience. What we've found is that Jetpack, we've built a tool called Jetpack Onboarding, which will be packaged with the Plesk package as well. And what that does is it helps users get through the process of building their WordPress website faster and easier. One of the things that we found was most challenging for users is that Plesk, for example, created great tools for you to build a WordPress instance instantly. No longer waiting for 5 minutes for it to install, no longer needing SFTP credentials or anything like that. But what does that mean for the user? It means that they get dropped into a WordPress dashboard and they don't really know where to go. So that's where we come in. And one of the tools that we're going to be implementing will help those users launch their websites a lot faster, which is going to reduce churn for hosts and keep those users live and happier for longer.
Very, very good. That sounds good. What about WooCommerce?
WooCommerce will be coming packaged when they choose to build an e-commerce website. So we will be able to help identify those users out of the gate and know that they are going to be building an e-commerce shop. What that allows us to do is to create a WordPress instance that's packaged with Jetpack and WooCommerce. And then what we can do is start to learn and provide even further more tools to them so that we can create a customized package for those users.
Great. That sounds all good. So if you want to continue this discussion with Jesse or with me and learn more about what we're doing in detail, then just come by at the Plesk booth, Z19, and here are some cabs. Yeah, give me one. I want to also throw one.
We have a ton of WordPress swag.
One's a lot of cab. Let's see how good I am. Woo! Yay! That was a match. All right.
That was one this way. Tons of swag, tons of great conversations to have. Come to the Plesk booth and meet Jan and myself.
Right. Stay here, Jesse, for a moment. The choice we made to develop the best user experience for WordPress management, that's because we at Plesk and at Automatic, we truly love WordPress.
Yes.
And we have all built tons of sites with WordPress. We also love Joomla. So there's, where's Victor? Somewhere here. Victor is our core contributor from Joomla. We love Drupal. And somewhere here must be Alexei, who's a big fan of JavaScript with Node.js and Angular and all that stuff, using a lot the mean stack and so on. But actually, WordPress excites us most, and millions of users worldwide. And we truly wanted to simplify their lives. And now coming back to the unstoppable Tsunami. Thanks, Jesse.
Great job.
Let's have a look how you can ride the waves. And with Plesk, you are able to deliver valuable solutions to your customers, whether you sell managed WordPress hosting, or an e-commerce solution, or premium mail for SMBs, and put all these pieces together like individual bundles. Or if your target audience is more developer-focused, no problem. Sell developer hosting and use SSH access, Python support, Java, Ruby, Node.js, Docker, and Git, and just put it together in products that you can sell. It's up to you, and I'm absolutely happy to highlight some of our beloved hosting partners who launch new products based on the new Plesk, Onyx, and WordPress Toolkit updates during WHD this week and in the upcoming days. Just to name a few, 3 Essentials from the US, Konetics from Australia, UL from Brazil, Strato, yay, UL guys, cool. Strato from Germany, Satnet Live from India, or Joe's Cloud from Japan, OVH from France. Yay, they're giving a talk later, by the way, just to name a few. And now, check out our brand new website on Plesk.com, deploy Plesk Onyx on your infrastructure of choice, and create a WordPress site with a WordPress toolkit to feel the real power, with cloning sites, site migrations, merging instances, with site indexing, debug management, maintenance mode, password protection, what else, WP CLI for developers, Plesk API and CLI reseller management, and free SSL, and much, much more. But there's one more thing. I would like to share some more highlights with you. And the new Plesk Onyx update comes also with really highly requested community requests or features that the community wanted to have, like DKIM, DMARC, SPF support, SSL improvements, or optimizations for tiny VMs, like Amazon T2 Nano instances with 512 megabytes of RAM. And there are tons of more things I'm absolutely thrilled about that we just deliver in the next upcoming weeks and months. We will do a huge investment into the extension catalog with lots of love into the product. And on the other side, a huge investment into WordPress to really build the best product you can get for WordPress management. And that will include caching with Nginx or Varnish, you decide, Git directly integrated, and really proven based on community workflows. In general, we did lots and lots of interviews with the whole community around the world to understand their needs and how we can do that better. And this all makes Plesk the leading web apps platform and control panel to run, automate, and grow applications, websites, and hosting businesses. And if you want to talk more, just grab me, go to our booth, speak to us, and have a chat together about the good old times of web development and what the web might look like in future. And the one important thing to remember is Plesk simplifies the lives of web professionals. And Plesk provides a platform to put all these solutions together for online businesses. Plesk is the fuel for your business. Plesk is your surfboard. And when I look outside, the weather's beautiful, the waves are fine. You just need to surf and enjoy business. Tsunami survived.